stop getting all worked up or stressed with questions that require you to change the subject of the formula. Now, trust me when I tell you that changing the subject of the formula is as easy as saying 1, 2, 3. So, I'm going to break it down for you real quick. When you are asked to change the subject of the formula, think about you returning from a formal event, okay? You know those kind of events where you are all dressed up in your 3-piece suit, your shirt, your tie, your singlet and your shorts, and then you return home, all you want to do is to undress yourself and just be in your birthday suit. You just want to be all by yourself without any piece of clothing on you. So, making a variable the subject of the formula can be likened to stripping yourself of every piece of clothing that you have on. I hope you understand. And to do that, you have to take it step by step. You know, from your jacket, which is your outermost garment, to your singlet or your shorts, which are your innermost garments. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to carefully strip off every other variable that you do not need and isolate successfully your subject of the formula. Okay, we have our question as r equals to square root of 3v over pi h. Okay, we are asked to make v the subject of the formula. So what this means is that we are going to strip ourselves of everything on this side and isolate v. So everything on this side becomes a piece of clothing, the square root, the 3, the pi h, everything. We are going to undress everything here and leave v as a separate entity. Now, to do that, we are going to take it step by step. Look at square root. Square root can be likened to the outer piece of clothing that needs to be removed first. You can agree with me that after removing square root, the next thing to remove will be pi h, and the last thing to remove will be 3. 3 is going to be the last piece of clothing to be removed because it is that number that is closest to v. Okay? Now, another thing you have to note here is that for every of the mathematical operation attached to v here, or for every of the parameter attached to v and the relationship between them, there is always the opposite. Square root is here. The opposite of square root will be square. We have multiplication here. The opposite of multiplication will be division. We also have division. The opposite of division will be multiplication. And let's say, for instance, we have addition here. The opposite of addition will be subtraction. Okay, so as we remove every parameter here, we are going to be doing the opposite of whatever is here on the other side. Okay, so starting with the square root, to eliminate the square root here, all I need to do here is to cross out square root and then square the other side. So my answer will become r squared equals to 3v over pi h. Okay, so by squaring this side, I have successfully removed the square root on that side. Now, the next thing to remove would be pi h. Okay, after removing the square root, the next thing to remove will be pi h. The relationship between pi h and v is division, and I told you that anytime you want to remove any parameter, you have to do the opposite of the relationship on the other side. The opposite of division is multiplication. So to get rid of pi h, all I'm going to do is to cross out pi h here and then multiply on this side. So I'm going to have pi h multiplied by r squared will be equals to 3v. Finally, the last item to be removed will be 3. the relationship between 3 and D is multiplication. So all I'm going to do is to do the reverse on this side. So all I need to do right now is to cross out 3 and divide on this side. After dividing 3 on this side, V is left alone. So V is now pi h r squared over 3. So by doing that, I have successfully isolated D, and D becomes the subject of the formula. So every parameter associated with D on this side has been removed and transferred to the other side. V is now the subject of the formula.